What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 48 of Battle Talk, a Blizzard podcast where we talk about all the lovely, fun things that Blizzard Entertainment puts out there. I'm your host, Mike, and this is going to be one hell of an interesting show. Joining me
Look how buried that lead is.
The show's going to be so interesting, my camera's crooked. Joining me is Dom. As usual. Hi, Dom. How are you? Are you good?
Oh, hi.
There's Dom.
This is going to be an interesting show.
Interesting. Also joining, if you've been watching for the past month, the usual familiar face of John.
I wet myself and I haven't changed.
That's nice. That's very nice. And for those of you who've been with us a long time, a very long time, you might remember this very special guest. As he gets the wig on.
Oh,
Cher.
it's
I
Lore.
didn't know Cher was here.
It's Lore.
Yes! Lore is here! You all know me, I am Lore!
Hi, Josh Allen.
I've
How
let
are
my
you?
hair
Are you
grow
sure
out a
you're
little
not
bit.
Cher?
I love Draven Dresden quoting Firefly in chat. Define interesting.
I think that this may be cousin it.
Hi, Kiggles.
No, it's Cher.
No, I'm Lore. Leave me alone. Know who I am?
I really don't. Like I mentioned, this is going to be one hell of an interesting show. It's Kegels. Okay, so let's see. Early reminders. Let's get some of this out of the way before I forget. Episode 50 is going to be our final episode. That is 2 weeks from tonight. It is going to be one very, very fun-filled, action-packed episode. I don't know how much action, but
Shit show!
it's going to be fun. So
There's a lot of interesting things in the works.
mark down your calendars, remind yourself, it's going to be worth watching. I guarantee you that. The other thing I'm going to remind you of, because there is no Hearthstone news to talk about, I'm going to get this out of the way. The weekly reminder that the card back of the month is this, Ninja related. Get to rank 20 before the end of the month, and you will be rewarded with this lovely, lovely card back.
You know how many card backs there have been that I haven't gotten because I
All
haven't
of them?
played any Hearth? All of them, yes. No, I got the card back for getting the special edition of WAD.
Oh,
but
there you go.
I
Yeah.
did too.
I got the special WAD.
Is it just me, or is this the first one in a long time that I'm not excited for?
Really?
You don't like Ninja? You don't like Ninja Stars?
Uh-huh.
See, it doesn't even look like a Ninja Star. It looks like a compass.
Going back to it.
I like it better than the last one, the stupid Pop-Tart that we kept
I
making fun of
love
for a
the
while.
Pop-Tart.
The only one I haven't liked so far is the Midsummer one. Is that the reddish one with like the blue trim and stuff like that? It looks like very Pandaren
Yes.
in nature.
That
I don't really like that one very
That was
much
the
at all.
Midsummer one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one I don't like is the rainbow one from Diablo 3.
How dare you,
Oh
sir?
yeah.
I don't know.
Everyone
Just-
loves the rainbow.
It just reminds me of Whimsyshire, and I actually despise Whimsyshire. So, I
All
think
right.
that was the worst part about Diablo 3 for me, was Whimsyshire.
You would despise Whimsyshire.
I love
Well,
the
you didn't
Secret
have
Cal
to
level,
go.
don't get me wrong, but Whimsyshire is just too over the top for Diablo.
Whimsyshire
Yeah, they-
was pretty interesting.
It
Too
got a little
over the
stupid.
top, and not the giant fat ass boss with the nipple rings, who's disgusting perv. Yeah.
Well, Diablo was always like a really serious game, especially the first one. There was absolutely like no humor in the first one at all, anywhere. Like maybe little minor stuff, but there was some stuff in the expansion pack by Sierra Hellfire or whatever. There was some comedy in that, but I don't remember any in the main game whatsoever. They took themselves very seriously, and then the second one came, and it was still a very serious game.
Yeah?
But then the cow level, the cow level was a little ridiculous, but it was still stylized like Diablo. Like,
Moo?
Yeah.
it
Well,
looked okay. But then Whimsyshire comes along, and it's just over the top ridiculous.
Cupcakes and unicorns. And shit.
It totally broke the immersion for me.
It,
I know what you're
it
talking
kills
about. I
you
felt
when
it.
they. it kills me when they show up in rifts and stuff like that, where like you'll have like fucking unicorns in the middle of like a sand pit. I'm like, I don't. No, go away. Bring back the worms.
Yeah.
Bring back the
It's
worms. I don't like the worms. I don't know. I only have the Warlords card back, so I can't really complain about liking them or not liking them.
Yeah, you can. Well,
No.
then what the fuck is the point of the show if you can't complain about something
Fine,
that
I'll
you
go
don't know about?
complain.
What do you think? What do you think I used to do every single episode of at midnight? I was about to say of at midnight. Of
At
after
midnight. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so does that make Mike Schaffnick Chris Hardwick?
Dark. Yeah, and I'm Reginald Funches.
Oh boy. Anyway, so big news today.
Big news.
Well, this is the big news of the day, of
Of
this
the
very
day.
day, May 12th. Kael'thas has been released into Heroes of the Storm.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
So, that's going to take some explanation. His voiceovers were data mined. And there's just some fun shit in there.
That was literally hours of fun. Just listening to those.
His
It's like a what 23-minute sound file, something ridiculously long
It's
like that.
every voiceover that the actor did, including, I don't know if he did it or it's the droll ones they use for the Abathur clones. I'm guessing before they modify it.
Right.
So it's just Kale talking like, vengeance will be mine. And it's beautiful.
It's so horrendous that we're like, what is this? Like, we're making fun of that, and then somewhere in the sound files, he's like, this is your brain. Say hello, brain.
Hello.
I'm like, what?
That's his joke, I think.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. But have you gotten to replicate it on live servers yet?
Not yet. I didn't even try.
It's terrible.
Because I'm an idiot. There's enough Kales going around. All I need to do is play Abathur and take the clone.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was trying out every build under the sun with Kale to make him fun.
Everyone.
So he is fun. And everybody and their grandmother is playing them. Playing him.
I mean,
My grandmother does not have a beta key. I'm sorry.
well, she could buy in. They have that pack. So just tell her
She
to
believes
spend
she
$49.
believes in free to play. So
You couldn't give a key to your grandma?
Not pay to win.
no, she won't even put quarters in a slot machine. So you're not going to get her to put money into.
No.
No,
No,
it's
she
not
wouldn't
gonna
do that.
Well, that's pretty good.
happen. She puts pennies in the slot machine.
So, yeah. Along with Kale, there was a patch. Updated a couple things. They reworked some of the abilities of Diablo and Elite Tauren Chieftain. Not so much reworked the heroes as much as they reworked their individual abilities. It's still the same thing, but there's been some fine-tuning and some talent changes and just make things better.
What did they change with Diablo? Because Diablo was my favorite tank to play.
Diablo was, yes, your favorite tank to play. The complaint was he wasn't viable in the competitive scene. Like,
What?
yes, his charge and overpower were great, but aside from that, he just... There were better tanks.
He's got a suplex choke slam and a charge. What else do you need?
I don't know. One of his new abilities...
Better firestorm.
A better Firestorm. One of his new talents he gets at level 20 is he activates it, and he restores 10% of his max health for every hero in range. I think he saps it out of them, actually. I'm not sure.
Is that allies and enemies, or just enemies?
I think it's... If it saps, it's just enemies, but it may be allies, too. I'm not 100% sure. Also, Diablo can now be his own mount. He could drop down on all fours and run like he did in Diablo 2.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It actually
Diablo
looks pretty
got
cool.
plane striding?
Sure, he got planes running or whatever it is.
Could he actually mount on a mount if he wants to though?
Yes, you can still choose to mount on a
Okay.
mount, I believe. So that happened. ETC got a lot of visual upgrades. Whatever his knockback ability was looks gorgeous now. And there's an audio cue for when Mosh Pit winds up. Like, you hear, like, say, the band starts, you hear the drummer, clicking his drumsticks, like, click, 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 and then whatever.
called a count-in.
Yes, a count-in. Thank you, drummer person. So he does a
You could ask
count-in,
Dom, too.
and then mosh pit starts. So you have a bit more warning when you know it's going to happen, which makes that a little easier to counter. Other than that, there's Kael'thas.
Do you
everywhere.
jump on the 1 or on the 2?
Actually, I think
Need
it's
to know this.
it's the 3, I believe. I don't even know
It's a
what the hell
weird
you're
fucking
talking
beat
about.
jump. Fuck would you do that?
I don't know.
On a side note, John, I don't know if you heard, but in Rock Band 4 that's coming out, the drummer is the one that starts all the songs. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I heard. You get to count the band in, which
Yeah.
I'm down for.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Diablo, ETC is not the only one that could do the count-in.
Good for him. So that happened. Kale's fun. Pyroblast is hilarious. Once it's targeted on you, you can't escape. A gigantic fireball is going to eventually hit you. And
Or
that's
you can just
that.
run.
Or you can run away, but you can't outrun it. It will catch you.
I'm pretty sure Kiggles could outrun it.
Can you outrun
Don't underestimate Kiggles. He's pretty much able to do anything.
Mm.
Yeah. See, the only successful dodge I've seen so far was actually from a bot. And he dipped. It was on Haunted Mines. He dipped into the mine. And he evaded the pyroblast.
If I fart hard enough, I can actually fly. So.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yep. Great to know.
So don't you dare close your eyes.
I'm not going to close my eyes. There was an AMA on Reddit today for Kael'thas, if you want to check that out. There was a lot of good information there. They're doing a Brawl with the Blues, I believe, tomorrow to show off Kael'thas. That's Wednesday, May 13th. That's another great thing there. And then, I forgot where I was going.
I don't understand the point of having an AMA for a character that's already out. Wouldn't you want to do the AMA like just before it's released?
You would think.
I think it was more of a let people get their hands on him, because the AMA came it came a few hours after Kale went live.
Right, so who wants to spend time on Reddit reading an AMA when they could be in the game playing the character?
Well, I think it was more of a get your hands on him and ask questions.
See, this is what they do. They stop playing Hearthstone on their phones for a minute while playing Heroes of the Storm, and they just go on Reddit on their phone while they're playing Heroes of the Storm.
That's preposterous. I don't believe that.
I know, it's weird that you'd stop playing Hearthstone on your phone for any reason, but
I don't know who would do
it's
that.
good.
Listen. Heroes is so easy that I play with one hand, and the other hand, I'm jerking myself off.
Wow.
I'm pretty talented. I'm not going to tell you.
He's not going to bullshit.
He must not use many hotkeys.
No, not bullshitting you.
No, I don't think he does.
Giggles, do you want to play Heroes after the podcast?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I only
He's a lefty.
I only play bot games. I actually don't play against real people.
Well, that explains everything.
I know. I'm so good at it.
Anyway, Johanna, the Crusader from Diablo 3, Lady Crusader they're going with, data mined to be released.
Cool.
Yeah, they're going with Lady Crusader. She's been data mined to be released with the game on June 2nd, on launch day.
Sick.
You'll see more hype about her as we get closer to that. Then here's some quick data mined rewards before we go into other stuff. Hearthstone-related reward. Win 100 Hearthstone matches and you unlock a Hearthstone card mount for HOTS. You fly on it like it's flying carpet.
Wow.
Do we have any information on if that is grandfathered in?
It may be. I'm not sure.
Because I've definitely won over 100 games.
This is all
Yeah,
data
me too.
mining. So, grain of salt here. We don't know how it's, if these are final numbers or if it's going to be grandfathered in. That would be nice.
That seems like a reasonable number. Because, for World of Warcraft, they did the promotion, and they only had 3 wins to get them out in Hearthstone. In WoW. But for Heroes, I feel like there's a lot more competitive feature. You want to do more stuff to unlock things. WoW, it's been kind of easy to get a lot of the mounts for a really long time. So I think to generate some interest in cross gaming to increase those numbers would be a good thing.
Right.
Because nobody rides the Hearthsteed mount. Everybody has it. Nobody cares about it.
I
But-
ride it.
Okay, maybe one person rides them out. But
Omi rides
Pretty.
it.
in Heroes, not everybody's gonna play 100 games of Hearthstone. You know, not everybody's gonna enjoy both games. So I I feel like it would be a little bit of an exclusivity. You know, exclusivity is that the
Exclusivity.
exclusivity? Yes,
Now I can't unhear
I'm making
that
up
word.
words now.
It's time prohibitive, is what you're talking. Is the phrase you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm winning a game of Hearthstone right now.
Yeah.
While also playing WoW.
So
While also doing a podcast.
while talking about cross promotion,
You have
of
my
games-
unfettered attention.
Okay. While talking about cross, promoting here, Hearthstone, if you achieve level 12 in Heroes of the Storm, that's your account level 12, you will unlock the Heroes of the Storm card back for Hearthstone.
That card back, I'm gonna tell you right now, is the best looking card back in the game.
It's pretty.
I imagine it is.
It is nice and purple and nexusy.
It's purple and Nexusy. Well, there you go. And then on the same token here, World of Warcraft cross promotion. When you get a character to level 100, you will unlock the Ironside Direwolf mount for heroes, and if you achieve level 20, you'll unlock the Grave Golem pet for WoW.
So basically, I already have all these things except for the 100 Hearthstone matches.
Yep.
Well, you should better go buy Noxcramus, everybody.
I bet.
You'll need your sludge belchers.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on that.
Do they have anything for StarCraft 2 or Diablo?
Nothing mentioned.
They do not.
The Diablo cross promotion was pre-order Reaper of Souls and get Vala when the game came out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. I don't know if there's going to be any more. I mean, we are getting another Diablo expansion in the future, so they could go with that.
Yeah.
Are you
I was
sure,
gonna say
Mike?
maybe they'll do something.
I am sure.
Do you have inside information?
You're the one who told me this.
Oh. Where did I find that out?
I don't know.
Places. And then
If
Legacy
you-
of the Void will have something.
Yeah.
Right. If you read the Diablo 3, or yeah, I guess Diablo 3 books, they kind of led you to believe that there'd be a new expansion because the story doesn't make any fucking sense right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does. Makes
So-
perfect sense.
No, it does, but there's more that needs to be told. So
Oh, I know.
And here's a question that almost answers itself. Do you think we'll ever see Overwatch cross-promotional stuff between Heroes and
no,
Overwatch?
Overwatch is a broken, dead game.
I'm so sad.
I mean, of course there will be. There's going to be Overwatch Heroes and Heroes of the Storm. I mean, there's no way that there won't be.
Yeah.
Who plays FIPS anyway? No one plays FIPS.
Fips.
First-person shooters.
Fips.
FIPS. Or is FIPS? Oh, it's FIPS. Sorry, third-person shooter. FIPS.
Now I'm going to say it.
Tips.
So, Heroes, Kael'thas is out. Go get him. Go try him out. He's fun. Lots of fire involved.
I just like the fact that like our predictions were pretty much spot on. We predicted
We were pretty
the
close.
Pyroblast, we predicted the Phoenix, and we even said the Gravity Lapse.
We even said Flame Strike.
And Flame Strike.
I mean,
I was like Flame Strike or Riot, but
those are his
we got
iconic abilities, and the other ability is Living Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And they even
This-
worked in his other stuff.
This is crap. I'm sorry, but his death animation, or he should have a talent like Diablo where he resurrects, and it should just be called "This is merely a setback," or his death animation should just be him standing there for 5 minutes telling a story that no one cares.
I loved in pre-show.
Oh, I was going to say I like they incorporated his spheres into his abilities too.
Right, Verdant
That's really
Spheres. That's actually pretty nasty, the trait.
Yeah.
When you activate it, your next basic ability does more, like his Gravity Lapse, which is a shoot it out, it's a skill shot, stuns the first thing it hits. Verdant Spheres makes it hit 3 targets. His Living Bomb explodes. Verdant Spheres make it cost no mana and have no cooldown, so you can throw 2 immediately. Flame Strike, it makes it do a hell of a lot more damage and affect double the area.
He's basically Brand, is what you're telling me.
Right, and here's the best part about Verdant Spheres, it has a 6-second cooldown.
So if you're not using it, you suck.
This
Wait,
re-
what? You're telling me that a champion that's been just released is OP? This has never happened in the history of MOBAs ever.
Actually,
there has never been a broken champion that's been released.
Never.
Definitely not.
Never.
His downside is he's squishier than Jaina. If you miss gravity laps and say Illidan gets on you, you're dead. There's pretty much nothing you can do.
If Illidan gets on you, period, you're dead.
True.
Across most champions.
But if you miss your stun or your and you just can't get away with the gravity laps, you're done. Pretty much everybody is going to outtrade you and kill you. And if your team is uncoordinated in protecting you, you have no shot of winning with Kayle, unfortunately. It requires a lot of coordination and a lot of protection. But if he gets all that, you can guarantee to win right there. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. So that's enough of that. World of Warcraft. Something we all play.
I've never heard of it.
Prepare to feel old, all of you.
I don't want to.
Leroy Jenkins. It has been 10 years to the day, a couple days ago anyway, since that video was released. 10 years, guys. Leroy Jenkins has been a thing for 10 years.
My life is slipping away from me.
Yeah, that was a wake-up call. Like, holy crap, I've been playing this game for that. It's been really that long.
It's just one of those things that you don't talk about. Like you don't ever do slash played, and you don't ever talk about how long you've been playing this game or when you first started playing it or anything. You don't do it. It's just it's a don't ask, don't tell kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, don't ask, don't tell, exactly. So let's move on to something that was actually big in the WoW community this past couple weeks. Legendary ring concerns. Yeah, Dom, I think, has some stuff to say on that.
I don't like it.
You don't like it. Okay, so the new legendary rings. Go on, Kiggles. You had something that sounded...
I was just gonna say that Zista really shouldn't care because he's just gonna Despre to his death every single boss fight. So it's not like he's gonna be able to activate his ring anyway.
True.
Just because the word killing spree,
the
word killing is in killing spree.
Yeah, but you're
doesn't
supposed
mean
to be
that
doing the killing, not being the killed.
Doesn't mean that it always kills me. I only die 90% of the time.
90% of the time, fair, it works every time.
It's pretty garbage for AoE. So.
Yeah. So here's the deal: when you complete the legendary ring, you're going to get a great ring. It's going to be better than everything else out there. But
that's why it's great.
Right, that's why it's great. So it's going to have a little effect on it, and it's a use effect. Awaken the powers of all of the Savage Hollows. That's what they call the damage ring, apparently. The 3 damage rings. Strength, Agility, Intellect. Increasing the damage dealt by 25% for 15 seconds. This is for everybody wearing this ring in your raid. It has a shared cooldown of 2 minutes. When the effect ends, so when the 15 seconds are over, each empowered player unleashes a blast of light that strikes all enemies within 20 yards of the initiating player's location, so the guy who first used the ring, inflicting damage equal to 25% of all damage they dealt while empowered. That's a lot.
That sounds insane.
Right.
Are they sure about this?
That's the thing. And then a lot of people are concerned, like, that doesn't make, it's a legendary ring. I hate having someone else in my raid in control of when we use it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do LFR anymore, but I will be when, Hellfire comes out, which is around the time to get these rings.
Everybody will be.
I probably won't be doing them, to be honest, after I get the ring, unless there's like a pet or a music roll or something that I need to continue to go for or whatever. But I'm going in there with the intention that I'm just going to pop the ring all the time. Every time it's on cooldown. I don't care if we're actually in combat or not.
Yeah, you would.
That would actually
We're going to zone into the instance, and the first thing I'm going to do is pop the ring.
For organized raids, the cooldowns are obviously going to be used based on fight mechanics. They were giving a blue, I forget who it was, I think it was Watcher, was giving a few examples of, current fights in Blackrock Foundry, like Blast Furnace. You're not going to use it on the pull. That would be useless. Maybe wait until the second Bellows operators, spawn.
Why?
Or
Use
something.
it.
It wouldn't
No,
be
you
useless
use
on the
it.
pull.
You use it. You don't use it on the pull.
Use
Well,
it
you
every-
could use it on the pull, but you could also wait until you start spawning bombs, or you could do it on the pull. Whatever.
If you do it on the pole, you're only going to get the guy in the middle. I don't remember his name. You're only going to get him down faster, which
Feldspar.
is it's going to help you later on in the fight. It's not going to help initially, but yeah, it's going to help later on in the fight.
Well, it
And-
will help initially.
And
too,
2 minutes
because-
later, I'm going to tell you right now, you'll be just about done with the second Bellows operator, so you could probably get away with popping it there too. So
Well,
you either
okay.
get it for the first Bellows or the second Bellows if you pop it off this, if you depending on how you want to pop it. So
Let's
You're still
theory
gonna
craft
use
this,
it.
right? So you pop it right at the start, and it's a 2 second. It's a 2-minute cooldown, so it's actually pretty. It'll be up rather often in that fight. It'll be up at least 4 times. So you pop it, you get a crap ton of damage done on Felspar, and then you split up, and you'll have each player with the ring. So say you have multiple players with the ring who go to each side, that will also, by the time the effect ends, you're going to be on each side.
Mhm.
So they're going to be killing all those ads.
It's only the person who started the effect blows up. Not everybody with the ring. All their damage is channeled to the guy who activated the ring. So if you're, say, for instance, I activate the ring, all the damage the whole raid does is going to blow up from me.
Did you
where
read it
I'm
right?
standing. Yes.
When this
That's not
effect
what that
ends,
says.
each empowered player
Unleashes a blast of light that
Yes,
strikes
each
all
empowered
enemies
player.
within 20
Oh, yeah,
yards
so
of
then
the
you
That's-
initiating player's
Yes.
location.
Oh,
Okay.
All of your damage is going to explode out of the person who...
well, hold on.
Start.
Out of it says we're out of the initiating player's location. Yeah, so it's wherever he happens to be at the end of the effect. So if you pop it there, whatever, you use it, and he's not the one that follows Feldspar, that extra damage isn't going to blow up on Feldspar.
okay. Wait, but wait. So each empowered player unleashes a blast of light. So he's like the prism that all of the beams of light go to, and then he casts that giant beam of light based on.
Yep.
His location.
Okay.
Can I
Okay.
make a strange comment? And maybe I'm crazy,
Go
You
for
are.
it.
but will this ever not be an amazing item? What would stop you from wearing this for the rest of your game, World of Warcraft? Why is this like? Does this not
So-
sound a little crazy?
It does, but
25% extra fucking damage.
what ends up happening is the effect will have diminishing returns based on your level, just like every other item. So as soon as you level to like 101, the effect may be 25%, and it'll drop down to 23%, for example, until eventually
Okay.
it gets down to 0.5%. Because there was a trinket. For those of us, I still have this item, and I was still talking to people about it. There was a trinket in ZG in vanilla for the ZG set for rogues. It would give you 100 energy back. And
Oh right,
this
yeah.
trinket was amazing. I was like, when would I not want 100 energy back? Like, I'll use this forever. And then when we started out leveling level 60, I started noticing, oh, okay, well now this next level it only gives 50 energy back, and then it went down to like 20 energy, and then it was at 5 energy, and now it gives, I think at one point it actually gave negative energy. If you used it, it took energy from you. So
That I like.
yeah, they fixed it now, so it's just 0 or whatever, if I remember correctly. But there was one point when it gave negative energy. So I'm gonna assume the same thing is gonna happen with this ring.
Yeah, okay. Because I was going to say, if that didn't happen, then
Yeah.
welcome to the rest of your game.
If
Yeah.
your whole raid, if all of your damage dealers are equipped with, their version of the ring, cooldown's blown, bloodlust is going. 15 seconds, you can do a crap ton of damage alone in 15 seconds. Spread that out across, say,
Yeah.
11, 12 damage dealers in the raid. That's a lot of damage that's going to blow up out of, let's say, the raid leader activates it.
Okay. Well, I want to know that how many freaking ads are going to be in these boss fights in Hellfire,
I can
and
tell
2,
you.
how much health is going to be in Hellfire. They seem to be making the curve go up a lot for a game where they just did an item squish.
Right. So based on like LFR, for example, they're not going to base any of the health pools around this ring. Normal, I'm probably going to say, is going to be the same boat. They're not going to do this around the ring. Heroic is probably going to be tuned around maybe half the raid having the ring, and Mythic is going to be tuned around the entire raid having the ring.
Using the ring's effect at the proper point in certain Mythic fights.
Yes.
Almost definitely for Archimond.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I'd be very surprised if all of the fights were not tuned this way.
I know, what's his name? Terrangor is a pretty... There's ads in the fight. I don't know if I would call it an ad-heavy fight. Kilrog is an ad-heavy fight. That I know.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like it's going to be nasty. So, yeah. And it's not split. It's just... It doesn't split the damage among ads. It's just, boom, they all take the damage. So, do you... I mean...
What I want to know is, does that get added to the person, the DPS, on the DPS meters? Does that DPS get added to the person who activated the ring, or is that split among all of them? Because that's shit if I get beat because I didn't click my ring fast enough.
No, notice how it says each empowered player unleashes the blast of light. So I think it's going to count towards your damage. Like, each DPS is going to get credit for the damage that their little explosion does. The person who activates it's just for targeting purposes.
Or the other option is the way the damage meters might work, is they could separate it as well, and that would be its own entity.
Yeah, you have
like
have
beam
11
of light damage.
Yeah, you have 11 damage dealers. You get a 12th damage dealer on your damage meter called Ring.
Basically, what you're going to want to do is have a melee DPS activate it, because they're going to be in the middle of the fight.
Right, you're
In
not going to
most
want range to
cases.
do it. Yeah.
In most
Range
cases.
does do it. They have to make sure that they are in melee range or wherever they need to be by the time the proc ends.
Yup.
Blink, damn it, blink!
So, me personally, I like the effect. It's a great use effect. I don't care that it's, if I'm not activating, I don't care that it's taking the legendary power out of my hands.
I'm just aggravated with legendaries in general, I guess what it comes down to. I don't mind them being these well-fared legendaries, so to speak, but I feel like there needs to be something more to, like, I don't know, something more to it. And, like, you remember the rogue legendary from Cataclysm?
Mm-hmm.
There were rogues out there that couldn't do the stealth part, and yeah, we had a stealth part, whatever. Was that part of the legendary quest? I don't remember now. I think it was. This one? The Draenor one?
There was a
Yeah.
stealth part to get Garona.
That stealth mission was absolutely, like, nothing. I don't even... Was that? Yeah, I guess that was. I thought that was the Garrison campaign.
Yeah, it was. Certain classes had that easier, but I mean...
Yeah, but my point is that, like, the rogue one in Cataclysm, right? We had this thing, and it was a really, really challenging, like, mechanic. Like, you had to go through and do it. You had to earn it. And the way the ring is going, it's just like, okay, show up to these raids, and, I mean, you could show up to LFR and get it, and I don't know.
I know, that's the part.
I feel like there needs to be some personal value to it, like something challenging that tests your abilities to earn it. Even if it's like a solo proving grounds kind of thing, specifically tailored for the legendary ring.
Like
I'd
getting
fine
green
with
fire as a warlock.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you had to do that for the cape. You had to do that solo scenario. I'm sure there's going to be something like that. Remember where you had to go around and collect all the blessings? Is it the blessings from the whatever they were from all the shrines?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to go to the specific. You had to go to the specific shrine where you wanted to. You had to go to the healer one for the healer one, the tank one for the tank one, the DPS one for the DPS one. Yeah. Well, you could go to. I mean, I just did the healer one because it was freaking easy, but.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole...
I get what you're saying, but there's I don't know. I don't know.
And I just hate use effects to begin with, so that's just me.
Yeah,
I hate too.
I preferred the cloak that we got from Pandaria, which was just it procs when it procs.
Right. I like proc effects too, less I gotta worry about, but I mean, this is a raid-wide use effect. It's,
Yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, a little bit...
You choose when to use Bloodlust, you're gonna choose when to use this.
There's a high percentage of trolling though in LFR.
There is that.
LFR is not going to be tuned around having it, so it's
Well,
fine.
I know. I just
Right. And then, I mean, this is something I have a question for. So, there's the healing ring. All right? Similar effect. You use it, awakens the power of the whatever rings worn by you and your allies, increases healing and absorption done by 25% for 15 seconds. That's great. When the effect ends, each empowered player unleashes a burst of energy that shields your allies, absorbing damage equal to 25% of all healing done while empowered, divided evenly among the shielded players. So, how long does that shield last? Until
Not
it's broken?
long.
I don't know. You'll see it when it comes.
Yeah.
What I want to know.
probably-
What I want to know is if it's affected by Disc Priest Mastery. Because if it is, Disc Priest is blowing that shit.
Well, the healing ring, the damage ring, and the tank ring are all on separate cooldowns, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, they're all on separate cooldowns.
Yeah. So that's going to be great is, okay, guys, pop the ring, and then the tank ring gets popped, and they're like, what? We meant the damage one.
Yeah. We'll figure that out, but some groups are going to probably have issues with that. So legendary rings, popular but not popular. Right?
Remember when legendaries were legendary?
Yeah.
You may remember when you saw a guy walking around with Thunder Fury, it was like...
Legendaries were
wow.
never legendary. Legendaries were always RNG based. It's just now they're grindy based.
The game is in a weird place because with having everything so accessible now, it makes the server feel less important. Like, I don't even see the purpose of having different servers anymore. I just don't understand why it's not one cohesive world. But when we had it in vanilla, and I liked it more, but I understand it can't function this way, and overall I do agree that what we have now is better. I just feel like I miss the server is a thing that you know everyone on the server. If you like, there was a point where in vanilla, all the way through vanilla, a Thunder Fury did not get made without my guild knowing about it. We knew in advance who was making it. We knew when they were going, and we showed up to almost every single Thunder Fury that was made, and we knew every person that had one on the server, Horde and Alliance.
Yeah.
I could not tell you who had, the Rogue Daggers in Cataclysm, for example.
They
Couldn't
did.
tell you.
Yeah, so like in vanilla, for example, we didn't know everybody, but you knew who had Sulfuris, you knew who had...
You knew the names.
You knew the
Yeah.
names of the people with Thunder Fury, you knew the Grand Marshals on the server.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you knew the Grand
sure
Marshals.
as hell knew the person who had the legendary bug
Yeah.
mount, too.
Right, exactly.
Oh, God, yeah.
Servers were a lot
I could still
smaller
see the
back
dwarf
then,
who
too.
had it on our server, Mike.
I still know his name, Galahad.
It was Galahad, that's right. He had Thunder
Mhm.
Fury, too. He was one of the first with Thunder Fury.
Yeah.
Ours was a shaman, Aganathire.
Mm-hmm. And then there
He
was
was our guild leader.
Eightbreaker. He was a Grand Marshal, and he had Sulfuris.
Yeah. Eightbreaker was fucking crazy.
Yeah, he
That guy was a Grand Marshal forever.
Yeah. Forever.
He was a Paladin, too, which inspired me to try to get Grand Marshal with my Paladin, but I only made it to, like, Knight Captain.
So
And then they
there's
changed
examples.
PvP rules, so...
Vanilla, we still remember their fucking names from that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kata in chat, Katajara has a really good question about the ring. So, Kat is saying if he's DPS and he's in LFR and he activated the ring and then ran over to a huge trash group, would the proc aggro all the people in the raid that did damage, or would it just stay on him?
Oh, if they own the cast. Oh boy.
Hmm.
That's a good
I don't.
question.
You know what? I'm not sure if it's going to generate threat because if it does, then that person who the Prism, I'm just going to call him, is going to be fucked.
Well, no, it's their damage is channeled through the prism. So if the guy who is the prism does no damage whatsoever, he's not actually technically, his damage isn't bursting out of the ring. So it would be like a mass misdirect.
Trolling's afoot.
I don't think it's going to do threat. I can't imagine it doing
Probably
threat.
not. It would be a big burst of damage anyway if it produced threat, like in a normal situation. Like, it would be probably pretty scary to, like, just blow up for 25% of the damage that happened
Yeah.
in the raid. You know,
Yeah, that would be difficult to
that would
manage.
be a huge threat jump.
And it, not like a tank would have a problem. He'd have to taunt, and he'd instantly be bumped up to that threat. But still,
Yeah,
nutty.
it's just not fun.
It's gonna be fun. Couple quick things before we move on to some viewer questions. The mythic. Why do I keep doing that? Mystic Rune Saber mount arrives in the store tomorrow, May 13th. Here's some pictures of it. Look at the prettiness.
Isn't that sex?
Supposed to cost, supposedly is going to cost $25 plus tax. Another in-game store mount. The Q1 investors' earnings call was, released. World of Warcraft is down to 7 million subscribers again after bumping up to 11 million for the launch of Warlords? And then
that number does not even take into account the WoW tokens.
Right. It doesn't take into account WoW tokens since, was Q2. So our executive producer reminded a Family Guy. It's like, is there a serial killer on the loose? The police say no, but our executive producer says yes. Our executive producer asks, is WoW dying?
Yeah, 7 million people's not a lot.
It's kind of a small number.
I mean,
American Idol was getting like 9 million viewers this season, and they canceled American Idol. So
the fuck is he
This
doing?
is my response.
That's a great response. But I love looking at the graph of players since the game launched. And it's just like rising up, gets the Wrath of the Lich King, tops off, dips down in Kata, slowly down in Mop, and then it gets to Worlds. It's like, bing! And then down again.
Mm-hmm.
I think it hit lowest in Mists of Pandaria, right?
No, actually, I think Cataclysm was its lowest point.
It
Cataclysm was the lowest point there.
Right.
Cat is still the lowest. Yeah.
Not a lot of people
Yeah,
liked
that's
Cataclysm.
pretty sad. No,
I was excited for
it turned me
Kata.
right off.
I was excited before it came out, and then after I saw it, I was not.
Yeah.
It was funny because Kata got me to come back. Like Wrath of the Lich King got me to come back for enough time to level up, and then it stopped. And then because Kata was like, oh cool, Cataclysm. I barely wanted to finish leveling in Cataclysm. I don't know why. I just like, why'd you break Stormwind? Why did Deathwing kill me in the middle of the zone? Why anything anymore?
See, I didn't know you were going to get the feat of strength for dying on the Deathwing encounter. So I actually camped out zones waiting for Deathwing to fly through and kill me.
Oh my
Yep. Didn't know that was going to happen either. So whenever it was like, oh, Deathwing's Deathwing's flying over, it's like, where?
Yep. It was ridiculous. I'd be running to a zone, I like just miss him. And then his fire's on the ground, and I like try to run through the fire so it'll do damage, die,
Wait,
give
kill
me
me,
the feat of strength.
please!
And then the fire's like going out faster than I can get to it, and I'm like, no, it was so close. It took me like a week to die to that fire.
See, he always showed up in Twilight Highlands for me when I was leveling. Just, you've been killed by Deathwing. Oh boy.
Yeah, I got him in the wetlands. That's
I
right.
got him in
getting him.
Oldham.
You got him.
AFK.
You got him in the wetlands, huh? Could you get it if you got killed by him while you were doing that scenario?
No.
You couldn't?
No.
On the back of the green dragons, was it?
Correct.
Red dragons. Going on.
I don't think you could now. So we mentioned the earnings call, 7 million people, whatever. I forgot to mention, Hearthstone is up to 30 million players, which was up from 25 million last quarter. That's doing fantastic. And Heroes of the Storm had over 11 million beta signups.
Nice.
So that also came out of that.
The Hearthstone thing it's because it's on mobile. It's so accessible. It's not even funny.
Yep.
So what you're telling me is Blizzard is dying.
Yeah, they're totally
Clearly.
spiraling out of control. They're dead.
I mean,
Don't forget we have Overwatch coming.
We do.
yeah, we do.
We have a
It's
Diablo
gonna be
expansion
great.
coming. We have a StarCraft expansion coming.
They're always going to have something coming.
Yeah, we're gonna get a HD remix of Rock and Roll Racing soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And an HD remix of.
I'm kidding.
Lost Vikings
I
1
want
and 2
I want an HD remix of Rock and Roll Racing.
I would love an HD remix. So,
I want
Get the
more
guy-
of Lost Vikings.
Get the guy who redid DuckTales to do.
Yes.
Rock and Roll
Oh
Racing.
my god.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
all right.
But I mean, WoW might die eventually, but Blizzard will be fine.
Yeah, Blizzard's going to be fine. They'll, continue on. But when WoW finally does die,
not
rest
going
in
to.
peace. It's
I'm
not
sorry.
going to for a long time.
No, it's never going to die. If EverQuest 1 can still be putting out expansions,
And people
there
still
is
play
no
it.
way that WoW is going anywhere.
But it won't be in like the millions
Yeah.
anymore.
Well,
No.
okay. Here's the thing: people need to realize that the total population is still way up from where it was in vanilla. It's
Yeah.
not going to be.
Yeah.
It's not Lich King. Okay, people got to get over it. There's not going to be that many people on. It's just. Well, there were, but then
Not anymore.
they got. That's just the nature of games now. There's a game that comes out, you resubscribe, you buy it, you try it, and then you go on. It's not like back in the day when it was super hardcore. It's a casual thing, and people will come back and people will leave, and that's
And
It's
they
just how
made
it
their
is.
money. I mean, they don't need that 10 million mark anymore.
I mean, the first EverQuest game had its most recent expansion October 28th of 2014.
Which is
Jeez.
crazy.
Yeah, they're still going.
That's what, 6 months ago?
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
months ago? Yeah.
And, yeah.
And it seems like almost every October, November they pump out at least one expansion. So they're down to one a year, and yeah, they're probably not as ridiculously detailed as the WoW ones, but you also got to remember that game is completely different. Like, it looks different. The graphics are it's not like they went back and updated the graphics. It's still the same graphics you started with. So I don't know if the WoW team would effectively be able to pump out a semi-decent expansion every year when the subscriber base is low enough for it to just do whatever, but I still think it's going to at least do something. And maybe if not expansions, they'll at least throw like patches at us every year.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, viewer questions. We got a couple. Every week recently, we've been having video questions sent in by Jakeinator. He sent us 2 this week. He's feeling particularly
Fancy.
sassy. So, I don't know if he's feeling sassy, I just made that up. Getting on with it, Jakeinator question number 1. Go.
Hello, Battle Talk. You know who it is. It's Jakeinator, and I have a question for you guys. So I was recently doing some thinking regarding the gold market now that you can pay for your game time with in-game gold. So in some manner, gold has gotten a real-life value. Do you think it's possible in the future to be able to pay for WoW expansions with huge amounts of gold, or even pay for game time overseas accounts? Example, I play in the EU. It would be nice if my gold there could pay for my game time on the US servers, so I could play with people such as you guys. Did you hear something? What the hell? What is going on here?
Welcome to America.
Damn you, sister.
Really, sister? You whacked him over the back of the head with your hammer? Ah,
You're a goddamn murderer, you know that?
you're a goddamn murderer, Dom. It's
Hey, at least he
terrible.
murdered someone other than himself this time.
So,
That's true. I could have used Killing Spree.
Yeah,
could
he
have
would
used
have died.
killing spree. You would have died. So,
A wild Chromog appears.
do you think they'll ever make it so that we could buy cross-server game time or even whole expansions with in-game gold? Short answer.
Expansions, no.
Yeah. Short answer, no.
Not at all. That costs way too much for them to just let you throw gold at it.
I'm gonna say the expansions are more likely somewhere in the distant future than cross-server or
Region.
cross-region gold purchases. Simply because a lot of the work and stuff that goes there is split. Like the EU, the people who maintain the EU servers, because they're not in America. So the server maintain, like all the team, the community managers, all that stuff is done there.
Right.
So all the money that's generated from that goes to them. You know, I'm sure a portion of it goes to the U.S. people. When you start crossing the currency like that, it's going to cause some problems. So I think if Blizzard was just all in-house, it was all done from America, and they just, you know, launched some servers out there, but their customer service was all, you know, in Irvine, and that would probably be more likely. I don't see it with having different there's other regions of Blizzard company, you know.
Right.
So
Also, the gold market on the other regions. I mean, the WoW token varies drastically in price.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Have you seen the Chinese? I mean, I know that it's based on like the Chinese markets, and
it's supply
They-
and demand.
yeah, and they pay for it hourly, I think, right? Don't they? So it's different, but it's like way higher.
Yeah.
There's even a pretty marked difference between EU and NA.
Yeah, EUs are almost double of what NAs are currently right now.
Actually, I follow them on Twitter, so let's see what it is.
Yeah, there you go. What is it?
It's wowtoken.info.
Last I checked, it was still 21,000 in the U.S.
So Korean WoW 141,000 gold. North American
Whoa.
WoW 21k, Chinese 63k, Taiwanese 236k, Europeans was 6 hours ago and it was 37,000.
So
It's still a lot. Less.
yeah, EU is
Right.
37,000. North America is 21,000. So
all I know is if I used my playstyle the way I do on the U.S. server that I would on a Korean server, I would never be able to buy that token.
ditto, pretty much.
But if
right
I
there.
actually played the auction house, that might be a bit of a different story, because it seems like their auction house prices are pretty bountiful, if that is the case. So
Bountiful.
something that may sell for like 1 gold on our server could potentially sell for 100 gold, 1,000 gold. I don't know.
Yeah, different markets, all that crazy shit. I'd be broke. I wouldn't be able to get anything in a Chinese market.
Yeah, I don't have any money.
I just spent all my money on a mount, so
You did.
Oh, see, I don't have to pay for WoW until December now. and I've made most of that money back, so
So, second Jaconator question. Here we go. Complete with intro again.
Hello, Battle Dog. You know who it is. It's Jaconator, and I have a question for you guys. So a topic recently came up in the raiding guild I'm in, and it's regarding the seriousness in a raid environment. Personally, I like to goof around, crack jokes, do silly stuff, and use toys, etc. Be that as it is, when it matters, I still do my job and get my focus on what matters and gets the job done. However, some in my guild want focus, and has made the rule no toys during raids. I understand the concern, but don't see the harm of using toys in a raid during downtimes. It's not like a guild will hunt you down for it. Or maybe they will. Nope!
Oh my god. So, apparently Jake got an entire guild to help him with that one.
That's impressive.
That was impressive. Nope. So that was beautiful.
They might just hunt you down.
They might just. So, raid etiquette.
Oof, this is a tough one.
Something we've had to tackle a couple times ourselves in the past few months.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you guys have seen Kiggles, right? You guys know who Kiggles is?
No,
He's in our raid team.
I'm so sorry.
I don't think I have to say anything more.
Nope.
I
And
think Kiggles is muted.
I think you're right.
I think he is.
I think he's still muted.
He's still
No, I'm
muted.
not. Rude. I was wondering why you were. I said I'm the perfect raider. That's right. Yeah, I am in your raid team.
When he and Ender are both there, oh boy, game over, man.
Yeah,
So-
no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we had to set down the rule of you can goof around, you could fuck around, you know, whatever, but as soon as a boss encounter starts, shut the hell up and clear mumble.
Yeah.
That's the only real rule we've had for that.
Yeah.
Unless it's detrimental to our progress that night.
And you don't know how difficult that is for me, because I am a goofball, I'm a practical joker. I am very good at multitasking, and actually talking and doing something while I'm raiding helps me concentrate more. The dead silence starts distracting me, and my mind starts wandering, and I'm looking around the room. I'm looking to see what the hell, like, everything but what I should be doing. So, this, to me, what we had to enforce during the things is actually, just shut up and focus on the boss, is more detrimental to my playstyle. But I understand that it works better for a lot of other people, so unfortunately, I have to just deal with it. So
Yeah.
I've been listening to music, and that tends to help.
Right. I'm the same. I would prefer to be able to goof around in the middle of a raid, especially in the middle of an encounter. Just if you're getting your job done and nobody's fucking up, fine. But we were having too many incidents where someone would say something hilarious. Everybody would lose their mind. Next thing you know, half the raid's dead. Guilty down there.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never done that either, so
I'm not funny
you're
at
not
all. No
funny,
one thinks
though.
I'm funny.
I don't think you're funny.
Tom's not funny either.
I'm
No,
not.
no.
I'm just really mean, and everyone thinks I'm joking.
Funny. My name's Telegram Live.
But Jake wants to know more specifically about toys, and we actually haven't had any issues with toys.
No,
The one thing we've had issues with is life grips.
that was an issue.
Well, there's specific people in the raid that dislike being gripped, and
One of them's the guildmaster, and I think he's the
One
only
of them
one
is-
who really has a
No.
problem.
No, the other we've had tanks grip too, and especially during encounters, unless it's 100% beneficial to get the tank out of there, you shouldn't be gripping the tank.
No, you really shouldn't be gripping.
Or
the
if you
tank.
grip a healer and they're like mid cast, like that's pretty shitty too. So
I mean, there were on farm content. I know one of our priests wants to get us all killed.
oh yeah.
And
I
he
totally
succeed-
condone this.
and he succeeded a few times, but you know, what I mean, yeah, that's been our real problem. Because toys, I mean,
We
especially
have people
like,
using the jewel crafting. What is it? The swap.
yeah.
suddenly everybody in the raid is the same Tauren paladin.
Yeah, it's like he'd like cancel it and swap, and then cancel it and swap, and the other people are swapping, and then I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, I looked at the raid one time, and the entire raid was Geech.
Yeah, the entire raid was Geech. I loved it. It was hilarious. But
I,
when I look at my character, I'm expecting to see an orc with a pole arm on his back, wearing leather armor. All of a sudden, I'm a Tauren, or I'm a half-naked blood elf, or I'm even a goblin. The goblin was kind of, shocking, actually.
yeah, me.
Yeah. The whole raid was you.
That's a terrible thing.
Especially...
And needless to say, when we went in for the poll, we all used Killing Spree and died.
Uh-huh.
But no, I was just in a LFR recently, where somehow, and I'm assuming it was two people in the same realm, a druid and another person left the instance, and went to a body of water, and a druid went into orca form,
Oh God.
and then they were swapped, so the other person was able to walk on land as the orca. They then zoned back into the raid. This was for the Black Hand fight, nonetheless. And I believe Katajara was with me in the group. And then, one by one, all of a sudden, the entire raid starts turning into orcas. And
That's-
it was the most amazing thing because you stayed an orca. If you took damage, you stayed the orca. It's not like it canceled the effect. There were orcas everywhere. Everywhere. There's mage orcas in the background casting. I'm doing damage as a rogue, up front melee, killing spreeing, and you're just seeing this whale fucking flying through the air. It's just
Do
like
they even have attack animations?
they don't. They don't.
Great.
So, I mean, they do something little minor, but everything is the same attack, anime.
Yeah,
It's like a little
boom.
minor thing. Yeah, so it was absolutely ridiculous. I tweeted, I know if you go back on my Twitter, there's a picture of it somewhere. So
That's clever.
that was
I,
probably the best one that I've ever seen.
Yeah, because when I like in the middle of a fight, when I'm trying to pay attention, I recognize people in the raid by what their character looks like. So if everybody's been swapped, I'm not gonna have a lot of fun. So Jake and I just linked in chat World of Whalecraft. And
Oh boy.
this is people going through the Eastern Plague Lands all looking like orcas.
Yep.
I
Yes.
only have a problem with one toy, and that's the position swapper. It's the only toy I have a problem with.
The position swapper.
Is
Pisses
that actually
me
a
off.
toy, or is that just a...
I don't know what it's
Yeah.
annoying is what it is. It's the only one I have a problem with.
That's just great. Yeah, we haven't had any problems with toys. Back to the original question. The only problem I think some people had was in the middle of Operator Thogar, and I do the achievement without telling anybody.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
Yeah.
Because
That
if you
is
don't
interesting.
have it and it pops up, you're just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, that was really weird.
Engineering item swap blaster. Thank you, Jake.
Yep.
So, that handles those questions. I don't really... Whoops, that was dumb. I don't think we have anything else.
The only other thing that I wanted to mention was they announced that what was it? Garage was going to be playing or have something to do at Hellfest this year.
Oh, right. Hold on. Let me pull that up real quick.
And so Hellfest is in June. I forget, 19th, 20th, 21, I think. And there's some crazy bands that are going to be there. You have, some of the Korn is going to be there, Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, like what? ZZ Top. Then we're going to have like bands like Faith No More and Scorpions and Motorhead and Manson, and it's just like, okay. And now Garage is going to what?
Yeah, not Garage, Grommash. So Grom
Is it
Hellspring
Grommash? Okay.
is going to be at Hellfest, apparently. I don't know what they mean or how that's going to work, but there's a picture of Grom holding a microphone with the Hellfest logo on fire behind him.
Yeah, instantly I was like, okay, so ETC is going to play.
That'd be
like-
cool.
I was like, cool. That would be cool. That would fit in. They're metal. They'll fit in fine. But then they're like, no, this, whoever the guy is you just said, I can't think of his name. I can't retain information. I'm
Grom.
terrible. Yeah, Grom. And I'm just like, what? So he's not. So now my guess is that they're gonna Tupac him. We're gonna get
Is
a
a
hologram.
hologram?
We're gonna get a hologram. That's my out of the ballpark theory.
That would be pretty awesome.
Because I
Is
mean,
he gonna perform, or is he just gonna be there and be like, "Warcraft's cool, derp"?
I don't know.
Warcraft's
He's got a
cool,
mic,
derp.
so I'm hoping he performs.
That'd be actually kind
He'll
of
sing the
interesting.
Power of the Horde song.
Yeah, I'm curious
great.
now. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I just want to see Faith No More.
How can he perform when he's dead?
No, this is Gromosh, so he's not dead yet.
Oh, Groma,
No.
not
Yeah.
Garrosh.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's gonna be some kind of hologram thing
Actually,
and,
wait, no.
and whatever, because they didn't. Like the Tupac one was a big deal because it was like the first human one to do it. But the Gorillas actually did this before the Tupac one, and they did it with their animated avatars, and they all performed on stage before, and that was really weird seeing these cartoon characters on a stage like this, you know, in life. So if they pull off like somewhere in the middle, like a CG cinematic like quality hologram of Gromosh, that's gonna be amazing.
I like Jakeinator in chat. EDW, Elite Draenor Warlords, an ETC cover band.
God.
So that, yeah, that's great. I'm actually kind of curious what they're gonna do for that. Hopefully, I can see pictures or find videos on the internet when that happens. When is Hellfest? It's in France, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Didn't I just say it was June like
you said
19th, 20th, and 21st? I think.
okay, yeah, something like that.
It's I'm.
Something I'm not going to.
Let me look.
Unfortunately,
Pretty much.
if it's in Europe, I'm probably not going because
Yes.
price.
June 19th, 20th, and 21st
Well,
in
there you go.
Clisson, France. I don't know.
Probably not pronouncing it right.
You have to use a lot
I
of flip.
guarantee you none of those three were right.
No,
Like how you're supposed to pronounce croissant.
it's croissant.
Croissant.
I mean, I don't know. Like Alice Cooper's gonna be there. Five Finger Death Punch, Anthrax, In Flames. It's just like
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
it's gonna be great. Anyway, show done.
Rise Against is gonna be there too.
Exactly. So, now that we've done this successful Crazy Gong show of a show, Kiggles, special guest guy.
What? What do you want?
Where can I find you?
Kiggles, you're on camera. Focus.
Me? Oh, no, you can find me at the Zach Schultz. It's right there. There. I don't know. It's somewhere.
Is it a place?
There. No, there.
You got it. It's the
He's
opposite.
pointing at him.
It's there.
You got it. John, how about you?
You can find me clapping for Kiggles and at No More on Twitter. And if you want to watch me do some Let's Plays on YouTube, it's at Nahojm, Nhojm.
It sounds like a terrifying tragedy. Clapping for Kiggles. Tragedy. Charity. God. It's a tragic charity.
Maybe we'll have to do a charity drive one day for Kiggles, and it'll be called Clapping for Kiggles.
Dumb.
So you're welcome.
I've just got a really disgusting. Never mind.
I do believe in fairies. Right there. Sister.
Right.
See, I did a Peter Pan clap for the fairy and a joke because, you know.
Because he's a funny man who tells jokes.
Yeah, you can find all my lovely jokes at XIZTA with an underscore. You can also find us on twitch.tv/XIZTA without the underscore. On YouTube at DeadZista for all the video archives up until our finale 50th episode. And you can find us, me, Mike, and John, and others, on ASO TV podcast on YouTube for like 500 podcasts on some of your favorite TV shows.
Exactly. He covered everything.
500 plus podcasts. I think we're close to like 600 or 700 right now.
11,000.
It's absolutely insane.
We're close to that. You can find me on Twitter at Thilladrin right there. Twitch, Thilladrin, everywhere Dom just said. And as he mentioned, episode 50, that's in 2 weeks from now, is going to be our final show of Battle Talk. And we have a quick Twitter question relating to that from Jake. Have you guys picked the name for the new show that will take over Battle Talk?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's gonna be called the Kiggles Show with other idiots.
It's
we
going
don't
to be called The Fortress of Gamitude.
we don't have the name quite picked out yet.
I just picked it out for you, fuckers.
We have some things that we're
Uh-huh.
workshopping.
This is
I didn't hear anything
this
better
is
than
the
that.
name. This is the name right here. Go fuck yourself.
GTFO Gaming.
Yeah.
GTFO Gaming. Oh my god.
No one will ever watch. They'll just immediately show up and go like, oh, well.
Hey guys, welcome to GTFO. That's our show.
Oh, and GTFO's got to stand for something completely random.
Gaming for the others.
That's exactly what was in my head. Get out of it, John.
GTFO Gaming V for others?
But I don't even know what you guys are saying.
I don't know, but this...
Words! It's gonna be called
It's a shit.
Words!
Words! Thank you for watching, everybody. Catch us here next Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Transition go. I don't know. You guys are crazy.